All right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am James Oliver Jr. I am, I do these things all the time. And I have my little script over the side, and the thing moves around right before I'm trying to talk. It's just, it's crazy. Anyway, I am James Oliver Jr., managing partner of Kabila Ventures, a new VC firm coming soon. I'm founder of the Kabila Founder Mental Health Fund, which provides free mental therapy for founders, husband to an amazing wife, and co-founder of the world's cutest twins. Tell us where you're coming in from in the comments, please. I always like to know where you're listening in from. Please share this on your social media channel to invite your friends to join what will be a really inspiring and an important conversation today, especially. So also, as we get into this, please drop your questions in the comments, and we will do our best to answer them all in real time. And let's see. So, what am I excited about today? Because I'm always excited about something, man. What am I excited about today? Today, I am excited about a new project I'm working on. I'm writing a book to normalize conversations about fundamental health. Partnering with this really great guy, Django Degree. He's the founder of a new startup called FocusOnWords.com. Focus on Words. You can see it at FocusOnWords.com. And Focus on Words is an AI-driven book writing platform that's going to be amazing. The book's going to be amazing. I have an incredible leader in the tech community that's writing the forward. Super excited about that. And all the benefits, the book will benefit, all the proceeds will benefit the Kabila Founder Mental Health Fund, the nonprofit I just mentioned at the top. So our guest today is doing something that is near and dear to my heart. Why? Because 70% of startup founders are struggling with their mental health. And as I just mentioned, I got a nonprofit that's part of the solution by providing free mental therapy to startup founders who want it but can't afford it. So Shawn Lesser is an impact investor, founder of the Real Mental Health Foundation, for which I'm an ambassador here in Atlanta. And he's on a mission to help move $10 billion in new capital into the mental health space. Welcome, Shawn.
Thanks, James. I was going to yell at you because you gave your whole intro, but you didn't say you were an ambassador, but you made up for yourself and you said it. So we're cool now, man. And I really like your intro to this whole show. It's super cool.
Yeah. Oh, cool, man. Thanks. I did that myself.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Camera for the win.
Yeah. It was very cool.
Yo, but I'm not wearing my real hat. I'm just
it's okay. You said it, so it's all right. It's all right, James.
I apologize. I want to
I
could go get
it. It's okay. No worries.
So, all right, man. So we got a lot to talk about. We got some comments coming in here. Let's see. Been looking forward to this event. Let's see here. Looking forward to this event with two of the best guys I know, calling from Fort Worth, Texas. What's up, Jacob? Good to see you, buddy. Love me some Jacob. Thanks for coming in, hanging out with us, buddy. I appreciate you. So just let's get right to it, man. Like, what is the Real Mental Health Foundation? Tell us about that, please.
Sure. I think,
and also, what inspired you to start it?
Sure. So let me give you a little background on myself and where I'm coming from. So I got my resume. So born in Brooklyn, grew up in Long Island, went to Syracuse University, and then work-wise after school, I did 15 years. I did international institutional equity sales. So that means selling stocks to banks overseas. And then, I'm a founder myself. In 2007, co-founded the first impact investing investment bank. I did that for 16 years, raised money for companies, raised money for funds, put on investor convenings, online investor portal with about 1,000 LPs and 10 GPs. So that's the resume side. And then I'm happy to give you the mental health story if you like, James. And I'll give you
please. I think it's compelling. I think it's important.
Tell us about it. So on the mental health side, I had depression from time to time, 20s, 30s, 40s. Kind of come, it would go. I go on antidepressants, I go off antidepressants. But this specific time, it was September 22. I was depressed, had trouble eating, had trouble sleeping. I lost 40 pounds, which is amazing, but I was not in a diet. And then the depression was growing. Then it was December 19th. It was a Wednesday. I was on a Zoom call, LP, investor call. Had like a full mental breakdown. I couldn't really speak, and I was suicidal, telling my wife, I don't want to be here anymore. Please freaking kill me. So most wives don't want to hear that. James, no. some wives might. I'm not going to
knock it off. That's not my wife, bro. My wife loves me.
I'm not talking about your wife.
Oh, you said some wives, James.
I was just saying in general. It's such a joke. Don't take it personally. So, what do you do with someone like that? We don't know. So we both actually live in Atlanta area. So we went to the emergency ward. We went to Emory Hospital. they rolled out someone telemedicine. They ask you all these questions, and they say, "Do you want to go to the psych ward?" I don't know what the hell that means, but I want to go somewhere. So I ended up in the psych ward for 2 days. That's an interesting experience. Then I got out. I went home. And then I want to go back to the company that I co-founded. I had 2 partners. Sometimes things don't work out with partners. My partners bought me out of the company. Great. I had an exit. I still have to work. It was, maybe for a year, but the company was my whole identity. It was my whole life. It was my whole existence. So when that happened, I felt deeper in depression. I started shaking. It was really weird. And then another guy came into the story. His name is Brent. Brent was friendly with me, my wife. My wife reached out to him and basically said, Shawn's in a bad place. He came back right away, asked all the right questions. Is he in a safe place? This is happening to a lot of people, especially guys. So this goes to the foundation. He became, if you think of Alcoholics Anonymous, he came what I become like a mental health sponsor, walking, talking, hanging out. And then I went away to 2 treatment centers, gone for about 70 days, one in California, one in Florida. Take away your phone, you're in therapy all day. There's more stories there. And then I got back, and this is how the real and the naming, I got back a little bit over 2 years ago, and me and Brent, my friend, we were talking on the phone, and we're like, dude, that was serious. That was real. I said, yeah, man, that was real. I said, that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the real. And then, of course, he asked me what it was. And, of course, I said, I have no idea. But I know that there's a lot of men, women, and families that are suffering. I think we could try to help them. And I have no idea is usually a line I use all the time, right, James? So I know you were laughing because that's my MO.
Oh, yeah, that's your thing. I don't know. Do whatever you want. That's kind of your thing.
Exactly. So that gives you a little background of just the backstory. But I'm happy to go in. And there's a lot of in between and what happened, but and then it kind of formed, and now there's a foundation, there's a for-profit, not-profit. Happy to get into that, but I'll stop. That was a bunch.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Let's hang on. So Jacobs.
No, what do you want to know?
He's got to have my hat on for you, James. Thanks for the shout out. You bet, buddy. Too bad we can't get you on camera with it because I was, negligent and forgot to put mine on. So let's talk about. So the Real Mental Health Foundation is a nonprofit, right? So I know one of the things that you do is you have these men's mental health health walks. So I'm going to put up. So as I mentioned, I am. Can you still hear me?
I still hear you, bro.
Okay, perfect. So I do. Let me take this other thing down. Let's just cover this thing in 1 second. But I'm an ambassador for the Johns Creek Alpharetta area, and once a month we get together, and it's really to shine a light on men's mental health. But really, it's anybody's welcome to come, and it's just to talk about whatever. You can talk about mental health. You can talk about nothing. You bring family. Everyone's welcome. Like I bring my kids and my wife, and people come and they bring their kids. And we had the first one, and you came, and we had a bunch of kids, and it was awesome, man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot
so if you look at the bottom of the screen, like if you're in the Alpharetta, Johns Creek area, we actually have our next one this coming Saturday. It's at 10 a.m. If you go to go.joinkabila.com/real walk, you could come hang out with us. We'd love to have you. Please come hang out with us, man. But if you want to talk about the walk, please.
Let me give a little bit more background on the foundation. And if you go to the real.care, you find the foundation. But mental health's complicated. There's a lot of pieces. And the pieces that were super helpful for me was the power of conversation and community. So that's the basis of the foundation. And then the foundation is based on 3 C's. It goes conversation, goes to community, goes to change. So conversation, the talk I gave you are called the Real Talk. The idea there is I've done that in maybe 30, 40 top places all over the US and then globally. And when you give that talk, it breaks down the stigma. People feel more comfortable. Lots of times I'll telling a story, I'll stop in the middle, and other people will there tell their stories, which is great. But the idea there within the foundation is one guy's telling his story, terrific. But how about 10? How about 100? How about 1,000? All makes and models. So with a certain look, like a TED Talk. So it has a certain look. It has a certain feel. So in the future, there's a library of talks. So maybe you have founders, you have veterans, you have marketing people, whoever it is, because I think guys, they resonate with people that have a similar background, so that's the conversation. And then the community, so is the ambassadors. So James, thanks for being an ambassador. So we have about 300, we have over 350 ambassadors, 30 countries, 6 continents. Our goal is to get to 1,000 by 2026. I think we'll definitely get there. So what is the community part about? And we're also working on an app. I don't know if it's going to be in-house or third party. I know me and you have been discussing it a little bit, but the app has a couple of purposes. one, give guys a safe place where they can talk about this stuff and not feel like they're judged. Two, find a mental health sponsor, be a mental health sponsor. Three, I went to the psych ward. I don't think I should have went there, but to have some other folks that can give you some guidance, not medical, but just guidance. And then people are interested in different modalities, yoga, mindfulness, meditation, psychedelics, all interesting. I'm a sales guy, but I learn about it from somebody else. And then to the ambassadors. So the ambassadors are an amazing group of guys. So what do? And also, this is a work in progress, right? This is grassroots, it's growing, and it's forming. So to date, what we're doing, James was just talking about, was the real walks. So on Saturday, yours is one of 350 walks that are going to be happening across the globe. Of course, yours is the most important, James. I'm not going to lie.
Stop it.
But 350 guys. And yeah, some guys walk by themselves. Sometimes they walk with their families, their dogs, their wives. It doesn't matter. It's open to men, women. It doesn't matter. So why are we walking? Because I think there's a lot of isolation. There's a lot of loneliness. It's walking for a purpose. And like James said, you don't have to talk about mental health. You can talk about nothing. It doesn't matter. So one is the walks. The second thing that we've been doing with the ambassadors, and you've been part of this, and we're doing it this week, so don't miss it, James, on Wednesday, is we've been doing not speed dating, speed friending, where basically, and Jacob, who just commented, he runs it, where we had 70 or 80 guys on a call, and basically broke up into rooms, and guys basically had conversations for 5 to 8 minutes. Again, talking about sometimes mental health, sometimes whatever.
Yeah.
And then what also has kind of happened organically, which is kind of cool, is now, hey, we have ambassadors, so why don't we have embassies? So now we have about 10 plus embassies. What are you laughing about, man? It makes sense. Come on, bro. Come on. So we have embassy, we have ambassadors, women are the allies, and we have embassies. And embassy is kind of like a chapter, right, where people can get together. So even last week we had the Minneapolis embassy. They had the first meeting. 4 guys got together for lunch, and they hung out. And what was the outcome? You know, they were just like, hey, this was great. We'll do it once a month. We can help each other business wise or professional or personally. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I think that's also is the ambassadors is just an incredible group of folks from all over the freaking planet.
Yeah, no doubt. So Delroy just popped in and said, "Hey, and you met Delroy at the first one that we did with his wife and his kids were there. His son was hilarious. But yeah, so you can. So look, if you want to learn more about the Real Mental Health Foundation, or you want to donate, it's a nonprofit. It takes money to do this work. Go to visit thereal.care. I mean, same thing for the work that I'm doing. You know, if you want to empower mental therapy for startup founders, go to go.joinkabil.com/therapy and make a donation. $150 pays for 2 mental therapy sessions for a founder. Like, go do that, please. Like, this work, everybody loves it. Oh, it's great, but it takes money to do this stuff. It's just not free. Not free.
It's not free. I want to add one other thing, James. I just didn't mention our goals is to help 10 million and one men with their mental health by 2030.
Yeah, no, I think this is really important, man, because men, we don't talk about this stuff, and so Jacob's coming in. He's working on a few things regarding embassies. Hilarious embassies. Yes, James, you want to run an embassy? Like, bro, I barely got time to get this thing spun up.
You don't have to run it.
Don't have time to do embassies, man. Okay. I'll go if you do an embassy meeting, maybe, but I can't be an embassy ambassador thingy. But let's talk about. So your goal is to help move $10 billion would have been $10 billion into the mental health space. So what inspired you to want to do that?
Yeah. So that's one of the other goals is the 10 million men, and then the $10 billion.
And how are you going to do that, by the way? And
I'm
how
going to tell you,
so
James,
far?
I'm going to tell you.
How the hell are you going to do that?
But I'm going to go back for a second and talk about men for a second, and then women too. Because the real is not like this is a guy's thing. It's actually the exact opposite. So many women are supporters. It's really powered by women, but men and women, they're just different. We meet shoulder to shoulder. Women meet face to face. There's just different pressures, and there's just different ways to communicate, right? Yeah. So women are welcome. Women are invited. Women want healthy husbands and sons and grandsons and etc. So just to put that, and then so your next question is the $10 billion. Well, I guess let's rewind a little bit with my background and what I've seen, because I think this is in my mind, I think there's a lot of similarities to impact investing. Yeah. So in 2007, I co-founded the first impact investing investment bank, And at that time, you could fit everyone in basically a phone booth that was involved. And they actually had phone booths back then, right? That was a joke. You should laugh at that.
I'm saying yes, but it's not
funny.
that funny. But
Well,
yeah, it's true.
Whatever.
2007.
And then
true-ish.
Yeah, and no one was buying anything, and no one was investing. They were kind of kicking the tires, right? But you had to educate the investor, because investors don't invest unless they feel comfortable. So that, I'm joking, but that's half true. Is we weren't doing things, but they had to get involved, see what's going on, etc. And then I saw that space grow to 1.5 trillion, right now, the Global Impact Investing Network. That's the number they put out. So how did that happen? So I think there's similarities between that and mental health. And also you could say that mental health is kind of a subsector of impact investing, and also you could say it's separate. So I think a big thing that we did, and why I said, hey, I've got to move $10 billion. I'm not raising $10 billion. So a thing that we did at our old firm that I think we were a catalyst and really good at in the area that I ran was putting on different impact investing events. So we put on over 60 over the years, probably had 5,000 impact investors attend those. And when you bring these, I'm thinking the same thing with mental health, because when you bring all these stakeholders together, things happen because they get educated and then they get involved down the line. Because I also think that mental health, it's a huge issue, obviously, but I think it's a huge investment opportunity on the other side. So I'll stop for a second, but I'll answer more of your questions, James. So.
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely right. Spot on. So Cesar says he's doing his real walk this weekend in Colombia. Hola, muy bien. Buenísimo, Cesar. Muy bien. Very, very good. Love that.
You want me to give you a little bit more color how I'm going to do this?
Well, I did ask you how you doing that.
I know. I kind of ducked that question. So I look at it like this. I also look at goals. You put down goals, and I've done this my whole life. You put down goals, and you don't know how you're going to get there. But first, you have to have a goal, and then kind of, especially when you write things down, things come together, things move, right? So
100%.
In my mind, I had done it when I had the first thing that I'm getting to answer your question with the $10 billion was, okay, my old firm, I had a non-compete that ended. In my mind, I was like, I need to put on a mental health event, because I know when you put on events, things happen, right? So we put on the real summit, the intersection of finance and mental health. We did that in New York City, October 18th and 19th, and we got Deutsche Bank hosted it. It was great.
Coming up again, right?
Yeah, we're going to do it on October 28th and 29th at Cornell Tech at Roosevelt Island.
Somebody just DM'd me and asked me if I was going.
You should go.
He's an ambassador.
Yeah. I'm not giving it for free, but I'm giving you a big discount because New York is not cheap, James.
I know, bro. I know.
Brother. You understand?
I got, I'm from Brooklyn, so I can.
Oh, you got somewhere to stay.
I got places to stay.
Right. Who knows what they're going to do with you? So
you're doing events.
First was, okay, we did that summit in New York.
And you did Davos too, right?
Brother, can you not steal my thunder? I'm getting there.
Oh, okay? Apologies.
It's okay. It's all right. So who came to that event, right? Well, in every industry, you have the usual suspects. So mental health, behavioral health, I was just learning about it. So you had kind of those investors. But then with my old background, we had a lot of impact investors come that I knew. And then we had, since I was traveling around kind of telling my story, had a lot of family offices that came. So we integrated all these people together. That's when you bring in new kind of blood, and hopefully you educate them because they're on all different levels. And then that's how capital moves, because we had the companies, we had the funds. We also interjected the foundation into the event. So we did a real walk. We did it in Central Park, and then other guys were doing the real talks. So it wasn't just the usual investment event, which is fine, but it was just different. So we did that. And then we did Davos. We did it again in Davos, pretty much this, cut and paste, similar, not as big because the spaces are smaller. And then we did it in London again. And now every year we're going to do that cycle where we'll do, let's just call it might be New York or US, Davos, Europe. What happens when you bring these people together? You're setting the stage for these things to happen, right?
No, it's true. And you kind of touched on it. I thought you were going to get into it a little bit. You touched on it a little bit, but I mean, there's some incredible people. These ambassadors are like really dynamic.
I mean, other than you, there's a lot of great ones, James.
Knock it off. Anyway, as I was saying before I was interrupted, Just some really great people, man. And I
Yeah.
just been connecting with folks. Like, I mean, I'm connected with Jeff Johnson. You know, Jeff's great. He's doing some great work in the mental health space with his product. I can't remember the name of it. I would shout it out. Do you know the name of his product?
Brighton or Bright. I'm sorry, Jeff. Don't be mad at me.
I apologize. I don't remember it, but it's for kids and families. But he has a podcast. Like, I'm going to be in his podcast to talk about the work I'm doing with Founder Mental Health. And like I have, Mike Ma, Mike's an ambassador who runs Side Cut Ventures. Like, I had a great chat with Mike the other day. Like, we're talking about doing some collaboration. Like, I think I'm going to have him on my show to talk about what he's doing with Side Cut Ventures. And then, we're talking about maybe me coming on his podcast to talk about the work that I'm doing. So there's some really dynamic people doing.
That was you, Brad Feld.
You connected with Brad Feld because you saw me talking to Brad. Brad's a good friend. Brad's the one who gave me the money to start the Kabila Founder Mental Health Fund. Like him. So yeah, I just think, if you come in with the right spirit and the right energy and you're not pushy and inauthentic and spammy, you can really make some wonderful connections with people. I just like the organic human first connection thing, man.
Sure.
Right. Let's connect around a topic that we feel, passionately about, and let's just be good people and be helpful. And, we can have these conversations and talk about other things. I think it's great. I'm enjoying it a lot. So that's how you're doing that. So you seems like you're using your events to bring people together to move the capital into the mental health space. Is that the short answer to your very long answer to my simple question?
Was that a dig at me?
Oh, 100,000%.
I think that's part of it. Also, I'm looking at joining a mental health fund, so that'll be another way. But I think.
As an investor?
No, as a partner, but I'm looking at different opportunities.
Oh, okay.
So that's another thing. So I saw that. So I think the playbook is similar to impact investing.
Okay.
Especially impact investing, you had a lot of smaller funds, and then they kind of grew, or you had some of the bigger firms came in. Impact investing really grew when you had KKR, Bain, TPG, Carlyle had come in with these big funds, because then LPs, they were scared to invest in these smaller funds. But then when the bigger ones came in, they said, well, I don't like that big one, but now I'm safe to invest in this other.
Right.
So, and then there's all kinds of new technologies coming out. And I would also say, when we have the summit, it's all kinds of flavors. It's kind of all the above, right? Because some Cesar, he's into psychedelics. Wonderful. Some people don't like psychedelics, but we'll have it there. Peer-to-peer kind of work. Just so many different flavors. We would just want to show it off, and whatever works for whoever.
100%.
That's the deal.
I love that it's not prescriptive. No. Even in my book that I'm writing, we're having people come and tell stories from so many different perspectives. Like, do you want to write a chapter in the book? Like, we can have you write a chapter in the book. It's super easy. We can talk about it offline.
You're asking.
You didn't say no. You're. Let me rephrase this. You're going to write a chapter in my book. Rephrase it. There you go. You're welcome. You're going to do it. You're welcome. So, but if anybody wants to know about the New York event, just go to thereal.care.
Real.events on that one.
The real
events.
Okay, and you can't get to it from the main website, thereal.care.
No, we screwed that up.
The real.events. Sorry about that.
And
I apologize for that. So, and you also have you're creating a lifestyle brand. Talk about that. And I got a little thing for you. Look at that. Oh, see what I did that for you?
So good, because I was about to say that. I was about to say that.
Well, go ahead and say it.
Making the invisible visible.
You're welcome.
So this is here go to fiction. So this was the kind of the thought is, if you go on LinkedIn and you see, Jacob's wearing the hat, Cesar's wearing the hat, he's going to be wearing it in Colombia.
I should have been wearing the hat. Sorry.
It's okay, man. It's okay. We'll mark you down. You're in trouble. Go down the ambassador list. But we have 350 folks wearing it in 30 countries. So also now people are buying the hats, women, cats, dogs, they're wearing them. And then we're going to have different products. So think of it like a lifestyle brand in the sense that of making the visible visible is we live in Atlanta. Yeah. So there's a park near my house called Chastain Park. That's where the Real Walk started. So in the future, I'm in the park, I'm walking, and then I see a man, woman, child, whatever, walking the other way. They're wearing a hat or other gear. I see them, they see me. We just know mental health affects people. You don't got to say anything more than that. So you have brands, of course, you have Nike, just do it. But is that what's behind that? That's terrific. You have a Movember where guys grow mustaches. That's wonderful. You have Life is Good, if you remember those T-shirts. But I think this has.
I'm never growing a mustache.
I'm not growing a mustache either. I'm all for the cause, but I hate facial hair. It really bugs me. But so, well, Life is Good. So the goal there is to have 1,000,001, because you're the one, James. You're 1,000,001 people wearing the gear, whatever it is, by 2030.
Amazing.
And I think that it's already happening. I mean, it's minuscule, but it's happening all over the planet.
So cool, man. That's so good. So this has been great. Folks, if you got a question, like we got another 4 minutes with Shawn, please drop a question if you got a question. So if people want to become an ambassador, they go to...
The best is to go LinkedIn. I mean, really, most of the stuff is, you can put the real duck here. That's okay.
Sure.
But most of it's been through LinkedIn. I'd also say this is a work in progress. We don't have all our ducks in a row, and we need to build this out more. And it's kind of a 2-person, 3-person show. So there's more coming. So it's a startup. It's glue and tape in the beginning, and then you put in the bricks. So
no, the thing I love about you from the beginning, Shawn, is you don't take yourself too seriously. I mean, obviously you're a serious person. You've accomplished a lot. The work that you're doing is very important.
Don't stop, James.
And if you wouldn't interrupt me, I wouldn't stop. And I'm sitting back and watching really in amazement, because I text you from time to time. I'm like, bro, like, how the hell do you do that? I'm looking at all these ambassadors, all these people all over the world, all these events, all these walks. I'm like, this is incredible. I'm like, how are you spinning up these events all over the world? And you're so humble. You're just like, oh, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, like, stop. That's not that easy for you to do what you just did. But I like what you're doing. I like the way you're doing it, man.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate
this guy.
Look at this guy. When you're going to set up your podcast, this is dynamic on another level. I don't know, Jacob. We'll see. We'll see, brother.
I mean, I actually texted you about that. Somebody pitched me to pitch you about doing a podcast. You were like, yeah, no, the ROI is not so great on that. And you're right. It's hard, right?
Yeah, I had one. It was a pain in the ass.
I know. I have one too. I barely publish on it anymore.
And I appreciate what you're saying. The nice thing is, in a strange way, and that, sometimes the worst thing that ever happened to you could be the best thing that ever happened to you, because that's kind of, when I look back, what happened to me was horrible, but it might have been the best thing. The other thing is, all the things I'm doing, I've kind of done before at my old firm. So it's a movie that I've seen, and the nice thing is I already have a lot of those connections, so that makes it a little easier to plug it in then.
Yeah, you do have those connections. No, you're not starting from scratch, and you already have like thousands and thousands of people in your email list, and you've done these events, so you're not started from scratch. And so you said sometimes bad things happen. I like to say sometimes when you think you lose, you actually win. It feels like losing in the moment, but you're actually winning because of that experience.
It happens all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So people can be an ambassador there. They can contact you by email. I assume that's okay.
Email or LinkedIn.
Shawn@thereal.care. You can go find him on LinkedIn. Shawn Lesser. He's on LinkedIn. He lives on LinkedIn all the time. Every time I look up, he's posted something.
Yeah.
And Shawn's great. Like he's great about engaging on your stuff. You scratch my back, I scratch yours type thing.
It's so easy. Why wouldn't you? It's like,
because people go people, man. That's why they wouldn't. So and if you're here in Atlanta, I'm sorry I don't have a thing for yours, buddy. But
all right.
if you live in the Johns Creek, Alpharetta area, like join me this Saturday for a walk at 10 o'clock. Just go to go.joinkabila.com/real walk and come hang out with us. You get to meet my kids. Hopefully Delroy and his wife are coming. Delroy, if you're still listening, if you could just drop in the comments, let me know if you guys are coming. We'd love to see you all again. You could where else can go? What are we doing? Oh yeah, donate to the Kabila nonprofit so we could keep paying for mental therapy for founders. That work is super, super important, super impactful. I hear it all the time from the founders about how much it's helping. I'm writing a book soon. Shawn's going to do a chapter. So actually going to be pre-selling copies of that book pretty soon. All proceeds are going to benefit the nonprofit. Super, super, super excited about that. I can't show you. I think I sent you a draft of the cover. It's freaking incredible. But now I did that with ChatGPT, but now we actually have a graphic person kind of, riffing on that to pick the one that we want. And we're starting to do interviews for that now. So it's exciting, man. So mental health matters, men's mental health matters a lot because men just keep all the stuff bottled up and then we go and just bomb the world. guess we can't get our crap together. Anyway, so that's us, man. Shawn, I appreciate you coming to join us. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Stand by Shawn in the back end. We're gonna chat a little bit when we get done here. Let me just pull this a little background banner off down here. And I'll catch everybody next time. See you later. Peace.